Check out this exclusive interview at the G-List Society with your host, Wadey G, right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Wadey G with the G-List Society, and I have a very special guest on the line with me. We're going to talk about his brand new album, Where's Vivian? It should actually say Where's LastO, because, man, I mean, in my opinion, and probably it's the only opinion that counts, he's the greatest rapper we have in the LGBT community. I know I like several of them, but I'm very ecstatic to be having him on the line because we're going to talk about this brand new album that we all been waiting on. But he's a New York MC. He's, one of the most popular rappers in the game out right now, and I just want to say welcome, LastO.
Thank you, Wadey. I appreciate it, man.
Are you working towards mainstream recognition? I hate to say crossover because I think crossword is the wrong word, especially for an independent artist. You're very well known in the LGBT community, but there's always been talk about that gay hip hop artists can make it. How do you feel about?
They can.
Go ahead.
No, they can. I mean, I think at
they
this
can.
point,
but how about you in this album?
I mean, you got to keep your head in the right place, and you got to keep your eye on the right prize. You know what I mean? If all you want to be is famous, for me personally, like that's not gonna work out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What I want to do, what my goal is to do, is to have that statement. You know what I mean? And beyond that, be the best, like master it. I've never mastered anything in my life. For all the things that I dabbled in, I spent years and years pursuing film, and I never mastered that, never mastered the writings. You know what I mean? I've worked all these little shit can fuck jobs, you know what I mean? I didn't even want to master those. But with the music, this is one thing that I love enough to stick with it until I master it. So really, that's the only goal that I have. And if I happen to become household name in the process, then that must have just been what was in store,
Right. Do you think you'll be able to handle it? Once, say, for instance, let's say The Source or Rap Radar or something get a hold of this album and, dude is gay and he rhymes like this and he got bars and great production. Do you feel like you'll be ready for that kind of spotlight? Because,
Yeah.
I asked you that because you are a guarded person, so.
I am. You're right. But I'll be able to handle it. I mean, and there's very few people who could handle it. I definitely feel like that. It's there's a brutality to it, but you have to understand it. You know what I mean? You have to understand the psychology behind that, and you have to understand what your purpose is. If I were to become famous and become somebody who would sign and so on and so forth, you have to realize that it's not about you. It's about your impact and what you mean. You know what I mean? If I'm the first, and I can give a shit whether I'm the first or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like Drake said, it ain't about who did it first, it's about who did it right. If I was to get out there and be famous and so on and so forth, I would know that it was about an impact. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody coming up, being able to see somebody like me and say to themselves, well, oh, shit, it is possible. And that's the importance behind it. You know what I mean? And how you carry yourself, that dignity. So, and, you know what I mean? And not going out here and being the butt of their joke. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. As a gay rapper, that's the first thing they're going to try and do with you. You're going to get up there and you're going to be in interviews and they're going to ask you whose dick you want to suck and all this kind of shit. And the dignity.
Well, I mean, great point, but, say, for instance, they might listen to, I forget which couple of songs where, I mean, even though you don't explicitly say that you do stuff like that, but, you know, I mean,
right.
you're not afraid to talk about who you are as a gay man, so you talk about certain things. So they might see it as ammunition to label you as a gay rapper. Do you think that would be unfair to you or unfair to the art?
No, because it's what I am. It's what I am. People are always gonna try and take you, and because that's how the brain works. You gotta dice it up into the most easily digestible pieces. So in order for you to look at something and be able to understand it, you have to put it in those categories. Gay, rap, he's a gay rapper. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's fine, and I would never have any problem with that. And people are gonna try and say you're this and that and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, you are what you are. And some people are going to understand it, and some people ain't. And that's just what it's going to be.
I feel, and you know what, we're going to leave it at that now because I could go on and talk with you about your music and just your artistry and because I say, I've respected a few people who are gay rappers because, I've yet to hear a trans rapper that really moves me. There's one or two maybe lesbian rappers that move me. But, before I met you, there's probably like one or two gay rappers that really moved me. But, once I got a dose of what you offered, I mean, you were definitely like in my five, but this album,